Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to VHI Gaming and Anime. I'm Hawk.
I'm Krim.
I'm Phoenix.
And I am Catch.
We got a good show ahead of you today. E3 was this week, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about with it. Stormblood for Final Fantasy XIV's Early Access opened up today.
Friday,
I mean. I'm pissed, but my mic's having issues, if you can still tell. But if you can't, great. So, I guess we'll keep things the same. We'll jump into Con Watch to start things off before we actually head up into E3, because I figure we can get into that pretty early because they got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yes, well, we've got two big cons that's coming up. One is actually next weekend in Alabama, which is called HammerCon.
Indeed.
HammerCon 8. And it's at the Rocket City's Anime Convention. And they're having some great guests there. Alexis Tipton, she's going to be there. Anyone who's heard of from Funimation in titles as Rosario Vampire. She has worked in Maria the Virgin Witch, Sekirei as Tsubaki. A lot. Honey from Space Dandy. Like I said, very talented actress. Also in Heavy Objects, she's in as Princess. She's going to be there along with Micah Sosa, who has worked on from Soul Eater as Soul.
I think that was his debut role, to be honest.
Yes, he's worked in Wolf Children. He's worked in the big hit that everybody's talking about right now, Yuri on Ice.
Yeah.
Again, he worked in Space Dandy. A very great, talented, not only is he a voice actor, but he's also an artist. And he does a lot of great work. He has received work through DeviantArt and all that.
I'm friends with him on Facebook, and every now and then he'll post some art that he's done. Very talented.
Indeed. The other actors that we've had there is Althea Yu. She has worked on some titles as Assassin's Classroom, and she's also worked on Ultimate Otaku Teacher. Those are some of the projects she's worked on, along with Robotic Notes, a certain scientific railgun.
Which is great if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
Who does she play on that one?
Kinu Hata.
Okay. That sounds about right. I can see it now.
Yeah. She's, like I said, done a lot of things. She's not only a voice actor, but also an ADR director. I think she worked on as the ADR director on Assassin's Classroom, if I'm not mistaken. And then also the guest is Aaron Dismuke, who's been working with Funimation since he was 9 years old on titles as Fruits Basket, his first role. He's worked on Fullmetal Alchemist as Alphonse Elric. He is
the original Alphonse.
Yes. He has worked on Blockade Battlefront, amazing series. He's worked on, he was Lucifer in The Devil's a Part-Timer, if you haven't seen it. Arslan and Arslan, the Heroic Legend of Arslan. Wonderful story. He's redone Dark and Escaflowne.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, because, Funimation now has redubbed the complete anime over, and he's now the main character. He's now doing a lot of the main characters for Funimation, which is, don't get me wrong, he's a great actor. He's awesome. And I'm glad for him. He's also, not only does he voice act, he's also an ADR director as well, and also a writer. He has written some shows as well. So, and like I said, this is going to be next weekend. In Huntsville, Alabama.
You're gonna be on location.
Yes, I will be there, along with a couple of other people that we had on the show, Double D and Dahlia. And Go.
We're gonna have a little mini crew out there, so
Yeah, and anybody who listens to VHI Gaming and Anime, if anybody who wants to find me, I will be there. If you know who I am, I will give you a VHI Gaming and Anime bracelet, business card. Come listen to us and all that here on Twitch. So,
Yep.
We still plan on having another show, even though Catch will not be with us.
The glue will not be here, but we're still going to be the lovable mess that won't be held apart
Right.
altogether.
And
Yeah.
We'll manage.
you did what you did
Somehow.
without me. Yeah, before.
We might plan something. We might plan something super special, awesome for you next week that he won't even know about.
Yeah. Unless I'm there at the convention, maybe to see the hotel room.
Maybe. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But the other convention that we have going on, and I'll talk about that, is Anime Blues Con.
Mm-hmm.
And that's July the 7th and 9th. And let's see here. And they've got an amazing, great guest list. I'm going to tell you that for a fact. But I'm going to tell you exactly first, where's it going to be located at? Well, like everybody knows, it's going to be
It's in Memphis.
Yeah. It's in Memphis. Home of the Blues. That's
Mhm.
kind of should tell you where it's at in the name.
is at the Memphis Cook Convention Center. Where it's going to be located at.
So in
Yeah.
other words, be careful.
And let's see.
Little known fact: Machiko and Hodgkin got its inspiration by Memphis. I'm kidding, but I'm not.
Let's see here. Let's see who we got as some of the guests. We got a couple of people that we have known and has been on the show that's going to be there. Martin Ray Kuribu is going to be there with his wife, Marianne Miller.
Of course.
Then we're also going to have Sharon Lee. Hope I'm saying that right. Sharon Lee, who has worked on Sword Art
Sharon Lee.
Online. Yeah,
Sherman Lee.
Sharon Lee, who worked on Sword Art Online as Asuna. Lucy from Fairy Tail.
Mm-hmm.
She has worked on many projects from Peach Girl.
And she's also in Persona 5.
Yes,
I
as
think she.
Makoto.
Yes. The only reason I know how to pronounce her name is because I want to give a little shameless plug here. Anime Unlocked. It's a great little thing that we talked
Indeed,
about before.
and we need to start talking more about that.
Indeed, and she is involved in it. She is a part of it, and they're consistently getting new voice actors on there
Yes.
as well.
And another voice actor I'm going to mention is Bryce Papenbrook is going to be there. Like I said, another one who's been on the show.
They might actually do a filming of Confessionals there.
Ooh,
Who is also a part of Anime Unlocked.
yes.
And
Everybody knows who's Bryce Papenbrook. He's worked on Attack on Titan. He's worked on Blue Exorcist.
I
Sword
get the
Art Online.
feeling that this is going to be a Sword Art heavy con because you've got Kirito and Asuna. I mean, come
Yes,
on.
I know,
Of
amazing.
course.
I mean, that's an amazing event right there.
Is if you're not aware though that those two are also the brains behind Confessionals, and they usually film that quite frequently at these cons. So,
Yeah.
knowing that they're going to be at that con together, I mean, they might do a filming of Confessionals at Blues Con. Just saying. I don't know. I don't have inside sources.
Well,
Wink. I
Well,
really
well, you know, I'm not gonna lie. They're both going to be there at a con. What's Confessionals about?
don't. Con.
What are the chances that they're going to do one live there? I would say probably about 99.9,
Probably.
but that 0.1% is human error.
I swear, if they don't mention shootings at some point in that episode of Confessionals, I'm gonna be mad.
Well, it is Memphis.
That song got upgraded. It's not walking through Memphis. It's running through Memphis.
Yeah, because you don't want to walk through Memphis.
Running through Memphis. Getting my ass off of Bill.
Anyways,
True
that's
story.
the cons that I have going on. And these Blues Con is number 7, so this is the 7th convention that I've had. So,
It's coming up.
Yep. So go check it out.
Get in
Just
there.
like I said, none of us are going to be there.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately.
yeah, but get in touch with the guests that's going to be there and all that.
I got some friends that live down that way. I'll try and get in touch with them and see how it was like.
Yeah, exactly. So we can get some feedback.
Yeah, because I think they're gonna be going. I got a couple of friends that usually go all the time, but you know, life happens, so they might not. But
Right.
get in touch with them.
And that's all we got going on right now in the con watch.
Cool. So moving on to another con, if you would call it. E3 happened.
Oh, E3 is a con.
E3's a thing?
Right? But yeah, E3 happened, and I won't mention who I think won it until probably the very end. But we're still gonna be talking about things, even though it's not really a competition on who wins these things. The fans make it a competition. But either way,
You know who really won?
the fans
The fans.
always. So as I munch on these chips, because I'm hungry, starving. Get into it. Bethesda, I think, pretty much opened up the weekend with their conference. They announced their certain things, like the rebirth again of Skyrim for the third year in a row. But
VR.
It just won't go away.
it won't. But I like what they're doing with it because they're not just remastering it and rehashing it all the time. This year it was VR, which is a good idea in my opinion.
And of course, Switch.
And for the Switch. Everyone knew the Switch was coming because of the release trailer for the Switch, but my god, is it going to deliver on the Switch?
You can actually use amiibos.
You can, and the only amiibo they showed at this point is an amiibo of Link, and when you use it on the Switch, a chest appears, like the chest reminiscent of the Breath of the Wild, and in it comes with a tunic, a Master Sword, and a shield. The Hero Shield. And you can walk around Skyrim, a spitting image almost of Link. So do it as an Argonian. Or a Khajiit. That would be hilarious.
No. Bossamer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It only truly works on one race. But it'd be hilarious if you got, like, Red Guards. Or, like, the Argonians or Khajiit.
A Khajiit Link.
Khajiit is innocent. Khajiit did not take the 24 of courage. But it would be a cool...
Khajiit Link is innocent. He did not break those pots.
There's got to be a playthrough of someone doing it on the Switch, and they're dressed up as Link, as a Khajiit, and he has to steal pots.
And put baskets on heads.
Yes.
You see nothing.
Khajiit Link is not stealing, you blind. You cannot see me.
Their speech is obviously going to be shit. Or speechcraft. Link never talks.
You don't need points in that. What are you thinking?
Link talks with his fists.
Link talks with pots.
What do you think, Link?
What are you
So you're
Quit
agreeing?
breaking my stuff.
Just moves.
Speaking of which, I've seen this little comic of Zelda and Link.
Right.
And Zelda's asking Link, why are you always breaking pots? And he's like, well, that's the only way to get the rupees out. Zelda's holding a pot. She reaches in, grabs the rupee, and pulls it out. And Link says, witchcraft!
It's so true. And speaking of Legend of Zelda, we'll get to that in a minute. That some stuff was announced during E3, but we're talking about Bethesda right now. So let's get back to Bethesda, and then we'll jump over to Nintendo.
Didn't they announce new Fallout?
They did. Fallout. They did announce Fallout 4 VR,
Yes.
which looks good, and I think there's a new expansion or something of sorts for Fallout New Vegas. I don't know where that came from, or if that's even true. I didn't hear anything about it from them, but supposedly it was talked about. But I do know 4 VR is confirmed. The entire game of 4. So not just, like, certain aspects of it, which is great. Doom is also going to be in VR.
That should prove to be interesting.
Oh, it will. It will. Then...
I mean, because it's a first-person shooter, so imagine playing it in VR.
Oh, yeah. God. The demons and hell spawns jumping at you and killing you. God. I think they're coming out with a Skyrim card game, like an electronic Skyrim modeled or themed card game. I'm not sure how that's gonna work or whatnot. They also did talk about Wolfenstein, a new one that they're making.
Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
and also a new Dishonored.
Because we should always go back and kill more Nazis.
Exactly. It's never too old or too late to kill zombies. You know, Nazi zombies.
Because you gotta look at it this way. Back in the day, the two big games to play on PC were Doom
And Wolfenstein.
and Wolfenstein.
Oh yeah.
One was going to hell and killing demons. The other was walking around the Nazi castle and killing Nazis
Yeah. Just about.
Well,
while
the game,
procuring treasure
Yeah.
from hidden areas.
And no one's gonna complain about going and killing Nazis, because if you do complain about killing Nazis, you're probably on a watch list somewhere.
Yeah. Probably.
And they didn't say something about a new thing for Dishonored. I'm not sure if it's a new game itself or if it's a DLC expansion for Dishonored 2. It looks decent, whatever it is. And unless there was anything else big that I was missing, I think that was pretty much it for the heavy hitters for Bethesda's E3.
Yeah, I think that was, but I'm not gonna lie, it didn't seem like they really came to E3 to present anything new.
They really didn't, but they still have 2 unannounced projects they're working on, and they're supposed to be pretty big projects that they didn't bring this year. And that's partially why they keep rehashing or bringing out more Skyrim stuff, was because they don't have plans on working on Elder Scrolls 6 yet because of those 2 big projects. So there's no telling what they are. So this is a wait and see type thing.
Yeah.
So with that out of the way, we'll move into Nintendo, because I think that was virtually the next thing.
And there's some big stuff coming with Nintendo.
Oh God, is there? They started pretty light, but then they moved into heavy hitters. And like a week ago, they had Pokemon Direct,
Yes.
and they talked about Pokken Tournament Deluxe for the Switch, which is going to have all of the old characters that were in the regular Wii U run, and then they're going to also have Decidueye from Sun and Moon is the new character for Deluxe.
Which I still think they should have went with Incineroar.
They really should have, but I think that has to do with the fact that there's already fire types in the game, and I don't know if there's any real grass types. I don't know if that really plays into it or what, but I do agree with you, because Incineroar would have been a much better pick.
Yes.
And in the Direct, which is something they didn't talk about at E3, was the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which are coming out, which are the sequels to Sun and Moon, just like Black and White 2.
Yes. According to my understanding, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are supposed to be basically completely new stories set in the Alola region. Kind of very similar to like how Black and White and Black and White 2 were.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, it seems like this one's going to deal with, what was that one's name? Necro...
Oh, Necrozoma?
Yeah, Necrozoma.
I think that's his name.
Because if you've seen what Solgaleo and
Lunala.
Lunala look like,
Yeah, they look like they've been kind of fused with Necrozoma. Kind of like in the same aspect as Kyurem and Reshiram and Zekrom.
in
I don't-
Black and White
yeah.
2.
And I don't know if that's a hint that the DNA splices are back, or if it's something Necrozoma can do.
Yeah.
There's really not much we know other than the fact that it's coming out in November. But at E3, they started out with talking about Deluxe again. They kind of went into... They talked more about the specs and the details that they kind of showed at the Poké Direct. And then after that, they announced that they are working on a core RPG Pokemon game for the Switch. That won't be out for probably over a year, so they had nothing to show other than the fact that they're working on it. Which has me super excited because it's a core Pokemon game for the Switch now. So I'm super excited to see what they're going with that, what it's going to be and what it's going to look like. Because they had talked about they were going to do one for the Switch, and whenever Pokken came out, everyone thought that was what they were talking about when it wasn't. You kind of got to be paying attention to that thing. But then, of course, they shift it back over to... I think at that point, they shift it back to Reggie. Or someone, but then they kind of jumped it over to Legend of Zelda because Reggie's body was ready. I had to say it, and Phoenix is laughing his ass off. I'm sure they'll.
Well, yes, watch the comments. Oh no, we did not get Genji. That would have been hilarious.
So they're talking more about the expansion packs for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, what all is entailed in the other one, in each one. I think DLC Pack 1 is going to be the Master Quest expansion, or the Master Trials expansion, one of those. And it's going to give you a harder mode, harder trials, more gear, more basic stuff. And the other one is, they said, was the Champions expansion, which they really didn't say anything about that other than the picture had all 4 of the champions on it. And they're also coming out with 4 amiibos of the 4 champions from the game too. So if you're collecting amiibos like me and Shroud, you've got 4 more frickin' ones to buy, on top of the Skull Kid that's going to be dropping eventually, and like 2 others that are coming out. So
Well, of course you need Skull Kid because
of course,
Majora's Mask.
absolutely. And it's not like we're not going to get... It's not a if we're getting them, it's a when.
Yeah.
And who's second, because Skull Kid's first if he comes out before the other ones, but who knows.
Absolutely.
So then they jump into more first looks, new games that are coming out. And these games don't necessarily have titles except for one, but it doesn't even have a completed title yet. But the first one I think they announced was the new Kirby game, which is coming out on the Switch. It is a co-op game too. It's a main Kirby game, but it's got co-op, because if you noticed on the game, or on the screen, you walk around with other little things in the Kirby universe, and at the bottom it has 1P and like CPU, and then like 2 other things that are CPU, and one of them becomes player 2. So now you're co-oping in a Kirby game, in a main game, on the Switch, which has been done before, I think on the 3DS, or on the Wii, or the Wii U, or something like that, but I think they can really broaden their horizons with the Switch and really push that to what they want. I didn't see a release date for that, but then they also showed footage of a new Yoshi game, who does not have a title other than Yoshi. I think that's just the working title from what they said. And it looks like Yoshi's Story sequel, basically, is what it looks like. And it looks like it's another co-op game as well, the same way that Kirby was. Then you got into the big stuff, the good stuff, thing that people have been wanting forever. Metroid Prime 4.
Ah.
They showed no footage of it.
Was there a Metroid Prime 3?
Other M.
Oh, other M.
They consider it in the story, linear it was anyway.
Ah, gotcha.
But yeah, there was Metroid Prime, the one thing, Other M, and now Metroid Prime 4. People have been wanting it for a while, and now that it's out, people are flipping out, and they're still denying that it's even a thing. And we don't have gameplay, no footage, no nothing. All we have really is a announcement screen with the Metroid Prime logo in the background with Metroid Prime 4 on it. And they're coming out with the second Metroid game, Metroid Samus Returns, on the 3DS. And Metroid Prime 4 is coming out on the Switch. So hopefully we'll get more footage of Metroid Prime 4 eventually. Metroid Samus Returns had gameplay footage there at E3 that they showed, and it looked pretty neat. It's like a reminiscent of the old side-scroller Metroid games that have come out. They showed more footage of Super Mario Odyssey, and my god, he can become a T-Rex. apparently that hat lets him become anything on the map he wants, from a living creature to an enemy to an inanimate object, because he becomes a freaking traffic pylon at some point. And you know, it looks like your traditional Bowser kidnaps Peach, Mario's gotta go find her and save her. Because why would there ever be a new storyline in a Mario game? But a neat little Easter egg that I saw was the mayor of the town you go to, and the mayor of the city, is Paulina from the original games, like from the Donkey Kong series.
Yeah.
Her.
Wow.
She's supposedly the mayor of the area. But there are other actual areas you can go to, and you can actually customize more than what Mario looks like. And of course, people are bickering at racism because you can give them a poncho and a sombrero. But yeah, you can give them a sombrero and a poncho. And you can give them all different types of outfits, though, because the coins you collect in the game now actually have a purpose, instead of just collecting coins for the sake of collecting coins. So there's like multiple sets of currencies, though. There's the worldwide currencies, where like all the regular coins, just you collect them and you can use them for different stuff. And then you have world-specific currency, which you use in worlds to collect the specific costumes that you'd use in those worlds. Like the poncho and sombrero, use that world's specific currency to get. And I don't know what the other coins are going to buy. That's not really been talked about because the game's not coming in until September or November, I think. So it's still a little ways off. They showed other little things too. There wasn't that. I think that was all of the big stuff. But they came out with big things though. Like they got all their major titles in there for the Switch. So you've got those on top of the third-party games like Just Dance has a Switch game out. Skyrim's gonna have a Switch game out. NBA 2K, whatever it is gonna be out for the game. And I think you've got a soccer game coming out. So, and it's one of the 2K soccer games or the EA soccer games, one of the big ones. I don't even know who does them anymore. I don't play soccer games or sports games for that matter. But the fact is, they're gonna be on the Switch. And
now, was that the FIFA, or was that a different one?
yeah, FIFA. Sorry, I knew it, but I couldn't remember it. But yeah, it was FIFA. They're the ones that are gonna have the game on the Switch. I mean, it was a solid lineup because they had decent footage and looked like really good and decent gameplay for the games they did have gameplay for. And I think just the announcement of Metroid Prime 4 alone won E3, because a lot of fans were taken by surprise, and like our show title says, they never saw it coming. Because I mean, who in their mind would? It's like you can watch any E3 prediction video, and I guarantee you, none of them would have said wholeheartedly, without a doubt, they expect Metroid Prime 4. It might have been a wish list, or like a personal, I would like to see that, but it's probably not going to happen. Nobody expected Metroid Prime 4 to be announced. And we're getting it, so hallelujah. And Metroid Samus Returns looks like a great way to wash the bad taste of the last Metroid game that came out on the 3DS out of our mouths, because nobody liked it. I think it was like Strike Force or something like that. But either way, it was a bad game. From what I hear, I hadn't played it. Then the next one up, I believe, was Xbox was worked in there somewhere, but I don't know when they had their conference, so we're just gonna go with PlayStation and Sony.
Well, the main thing that Xbox did drop was the new console.
Yeah, the rehashing of the freaking Xbox One, because yet again they announce a new console for the second year in a row. So, I mean, if you're into that thing, go for it, but you're not doing yourself any favors if you're wasting that much money again on another console.
Isn't it the Xbox One X?
Yep. Well, what's the difference? The X. Yeah, I think like 4K gaming, but I don't know. But, which I mean, like I say, if you're into that thing, go for it. But I would advise against dropping that much money on a new console. Again, that's just the same as the one you've got. But
Well, I'll look at it this way. really, if the only really improvement is the fact that it does 4K, then I mean, unless you have a 4K TV, there's no point in getting it.
Yeah, and I think there might be more to it. I'm sure there is. I just haven't been able to find any differences in it. But other than that, Xbox did kind of announce a couple of other games. Like they had showed, did they show the trailer for what was that game that you showed us before this show, Phoenix?
Which one?
Anthem.
Anthem.
Oh,
Anthem.
yes.
I knew it started with an A. I can't remember the name, but Anthem. Did they show Anthem for Microsoft, or did Anthem show that?
I think the game developers itself showed it.
Okay, well then they didn't. But I know they did kind of say Forza Motorsport 7 is going to come out, and it looks good. But I mean, when you get down to it, Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo are kind of just.
Yeah. Also, there's something you forgot to mention about that's coming out for the Switch. I don't know if you mentioned this or not. Rocket League.
Oh yeah, crap! I did not mention that Rocket League is coming out for the Switch. It's getting ported over there, and they're gonna have special Mario and Link hats to go with the things, as well as everything that's been released for Rocket League ever in the past. So you're gonna have like PlayStation and Microsoft crossovers on the Switch because
Exactly.
of Rocket League,
Yeah.
as well as Twitch advertisements and everything, like the YouTuber ones that were in the game. So it's gonna be great. And it just shows how much people are willing to work with the Switch because they see it's gonna be a big thing now.
Yeah.
But with Sony coming out, you know, they talked about their stuff, and they did pretty decent. I know one of the things I mentioned was, way before I forget about it, the Crash Bandicoot the Insane Collection, or whatever it's called. You can play as Coco Bandicoot in the game. I don't know if that's a pre-order thing or if that's just you can do it because it's the remastered trilogy. But it's nice to see new characters going through the old maps that weren't originally playable, I guess. I don't know if Coco was available to play as one. I never really, at that time, got into the Crash series.
Neither did I.
So, I mean, it's still cool to see that because, you know, the more characters, the more new things to get it. Hopefully they'll still release a completely new Crash Bandicoot series, but I'll take what I can get.
Well, they introduced also Marvel vs. Capcom
Yes.
Infinity, and it looks amazing of what I've seen, especially the whole Dante and Rocket teaming up. Seeing that was amazing.
That was great, and I like what they're doing with the whole team up thing because it's like you're not having the universes against each other. You've got like factions against each other, and like you could see, was it not Chun-Li? It was Chun-Li.
But yeah,
Okay, I couldn't remember if that was her name or if it was a completely different series, but you see Chun-Li with the Avengers talking to Thanos, and like the redesign of Gamora, or what they have Gamora looking like in the game, and the fact that Gamora's even there, because they've got like the Guardians of the Galaxy in the game now. I don't
Yes.
think they had them in 3.
they didn't have 3. The other thing is that some people were, characters in there. You got like the main man X characters are in it. You got Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
To bring back, let's see here, Morgana from Darkstalkers. She's back in the game as well.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen
I got a chance to, before the show started, I started looking at a couple more of the trailers of who you can be and Capcom and the Marvel Universe and Captain America, Thor.
Yeah, because I haven't seen a roster or anything like that of the game, so I
Doctor
didn't know
Strange
who was in
is
it. Oh, they put him in it.
Doctor Strange is in it, yes.
Nice.
Iron Man, Hulk,
I kind of figured they would be there.
yeah. Captain Marvel, she's also going to be in it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say she was in 3, but I don't know if she was.
And Hawkeye is also in it too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Kind of upset that I haven't heard Deadpool yet, but
Yeah, I haven't seen Deadpool.
I mean, you can't put him in everything. I'll admit that, because I mean, overexposure to the Merc with a mouth is not a good thing.
And Spider-Man is not in it. I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything with Spider-Man. But speaking of Spider-Man,
Yeah, let's say there's a good reason. Or there's probably not a reason, but there's a good makeup for that.
yeah,
The new
yeah. Insomniac
yeah,
is the one who's made this game.
Insomniac Games making the new Spider-Man game.
And oh my goodness gracious, I cannot wait to play it.
It looks great.
It looks amazing. I think this might be the best Spider-Man game by far.
I hope so. For their sake, I hope so, because it looks like it's got the open world elements of 2,
Yes.
and they released Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man
so
2 was an amazing game.
It was the best movie tie-in game anyone says hands down. I know Shroud is in love with Spider-Man 2, so I know he's gonna want to get the new Spider-Man coming out, and I like the little hint at the end of the trailer that it gives you, where it mentions the name Miles.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays into this, because if you know anything about the Spider-Man universe, you know that Miles is next up as Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, from Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But other news that they announced was Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Yes, following I think the daughter of Drake and the other chick. Forgot her name.
The pairing of Chloe. Let's see here. Uncharted 4 ending Drake's story on a high note. Especially the Naughty Dog is more familiar with its tools. Yeah, I believe, yeah. Because it does take place after that. But it does look amazing. I cannot wait. I was a big fan of the Uncharted series. Of course, so was Dork Boy. He was a big fan.
Yeah, he'd be in love with talking about it.
But the other games that they've talked about, and this one I was shocked at, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes, the remaster of it.
And anybody who has ever played Shadow of the Colossus, it is one big boss fight after one big boss fight over and over. And it's just
Where is
tremendous
that
for the
coming from? Oh, I found it. Sorry. Continue. My apologies.
Yeah.
Good morning.
But a lot of the games that was brought out at E3 had to do with the VR systems they're coming out with.
Yeah, I know there's a few VR games that Sony announced, like Final Fantasy XIV is getting a VR spin-off with Monster of the Deep, where it's basically a fishing game. Whoop-de-doo.
Nope, that's 15.
That's what I meant. Sorry. 14's coming later, and it's got the better news to it than 15 does.
Yeah.
But, 15 has one. There was a couple of other VR things they talked about, but one of them looks like a side-scroller VR game, and I'm not sure why. Because I don't know why you'd make a side-scroller VR.
I think the biggest thing as far as 15 VR I'm looking forward to is, what's the name of that garage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
just enjoying the scenery there.
Oh, yeah. It's a great view. Then,
You know, take a look at those mountains.
But I think one of the biggest games I'm also thinking about getting for the system would be the new God of War game. That does
Yeah.
look amazing.
Oh, most definitely.
I'm not a fan of God of War, but even I'll say that the new one looks really good.
Yes. It looks-
And another thing that was announced for the PS4, HD remake of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes, we was talking about that.
Yeah, we're... Well, yeah, it looks great. It's gonna
It
be fun.
does.
Yeah.
Well,
It happens.
I was out.
Yeah, he was kind of a snoozing over there.
Snoozing.
That's okay.
I blame what we will talk about later on.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We're getting to that. But yeah, then there was another game that was mentioned for PlayStation VR was Moss. And at first, I kind of was weary of it because of, like I said, that it looked like a side scroller, or at least like a third-person view of a game character. Which I'm saying, why is that gonna be a thing for the VR? But then, like, towards the end of the trailer, you see that you're not the character, you're someone else completely watching the character. And you look down into the water, and it almost looks like you're No-Face from Spirited Away, but you're not.
Huh.
But you get that kind of look, because you look down into the water, and you see your reflection as the mouse is looking up at you, so you're not actually playing the mouse, or you're not actually in the view of the mouse, you're in the view of some third-person character. So that's where the VR part comes from, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah,
It's different, and I didn't see that coming.
it is different.
But it's better than just a platformer, and you're just platforming the guy.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about something one thing also about from the E3 that I always get a kick out: RPG and strategy games that they've released.
Yeah.
That's coming out. We have got Assassin's Creed Origins. That's another one for us we can talk about. It looks amazing. Takes place in Egypt this time. And you're pretty much, the character you're playing is Bayek, the last Magi, an Egyptian sheriff tasking with protecting the people from threats in local foreign. It looks amazing. It's supposed to be coming out on October 27th. Another great game that we have talked about a little bit of, but is Middle-earth Shadow War.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
October the 10th. Go to local GameStops now and pre-order this game.
Yeah, they had to delay it, which is why it's got an October 10th release date. But still, it's looking pretty good because it's the sequel to Shadows of Mordor, if I got that name correct. And that game alone was entertaining. So I'm excited to see how they expand on it with Shadows of War.
Right. The other game that came out, and this has to do with Nintendo, Mario plus Rabbids
Yes, the Mario and Rabbids crossover. I can't believe I forgot
Kingdom
about that.
Battle.
Yeah, I cannot believe I forgot about that because that one looks, it straight up looks entertaining. And I've never not played a Rabbids game. I'm not a fan of the Rabbids, but it looks entertaining.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, but the one I cannot wait to play is Ni no Kuni 2. That's right.
Yeah.
The sequel to the long-waiting game that we've been from the PlayStation 3 is coming out for the PlayStation 4, and that's supposed to be having a release date November 10th.
So we're definitely looking forward to that one.
And another one I think that you're going to get a kick out of, Hawk, is this is a game you talked about playing before, Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh my god, that game looked great.
Tell me about it. I mean, it comes out, supposed to be the end of this year.
Holiday 2017, I believe.
And it is going to be released through the Switch.
Yes. It is going to be a Switch game. And speaking of Nintendo, reminds me of another one I completely forgot about from the Sony panel. Monster Hunter World.
Oh my, yes.
It's coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC, but it as of right now is not going to have a Nintendo release. But it looks great. And it looks fun. I'm looking into getting it because it's Monster Hunter 1. And it's another one that they kind of just sprung on everyone. It was like a...
Never seen it coming.
Yeah, never seen it coming. So... Because like I said, a lot happened at E3 this year, and I think the fans are the real winners, but if you ask me, I between the three of them, the three groups, I think Nintendo won, in my opinion.
Did bring it this year. That I was surprised.
It wasn't in the amount of games they had, but definitely the depth of what they had.
Yeah.
Because there were some games, personally, I would like to have seen them release, but just the fact that they're talked about, they are making another Pokemon game for the Switch, core RPG, a new Kirby game, a new Yoshi game, a new Mario game that we knew was coming, but more details of it, and a new Metroid game, Metroid Prime, at that, on top of another Metroid game coming out on the 3DS. All you need to do is make another Donkey Kong, and you'd have everything right there. But just that alone, I think Nintendo won.
Are we talking Donkey Kong Country? Or are we talking Donkey Kong?
Yes. I would like to see another version of like Donkey Kong 64. Like a more open adventure type Donkey Kong game instead of the side scrollers. But that's just a personal wish. The 64 I thought was a good game. I mean, you could jump back and forth between different characters.
Now let's talk about some of the games that people would want to see this year more of, but we never did get it. And one that's on my top of my list is called Death Stranding.
Yeah. I don't know why PlayStation didn't bring Death Stranding to E3.
Especially because they had showed it last year, and a couple what, months back, we actually got like snippet trailers of Death Stranding, which were amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we've gotten stuff since they first announced Death Stranding, but I don't know, they just didn't bring it this year.
Yeah. And maybe Kojima is holding it back and says, just wait, guys, just wait.
Yeah, because, I mean, Kojima knows what he's doing, and now that he's got
Yes.
free reign to do what he wants,
Oh yeah.
I trust him. I just really wish I could have seen something. Kind of like I really wish I could have seen something from Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Not only from Kingdom Hearts 3, but Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, they didn't even mention anything about it. It's like, I've seen screenshots of the game so far, what they've got, and it looks like it's coming along perfectly. But, I mean, at the minimum, you should have had more news on it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to make up for it, you're getting more news from Kingdom Hearts 3 on July 15th. But I still think there should have been something at E3.
Other games that was missed was Red Dead Redemption 2. That's supposed to be coming out later on. This,
It's either a holiday of this year or late next year.
yeah, because I think they did push it back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which I wouldn't be surprised if they wait till E3 next year to even talk about it. Because all we know on that game so far right now is that it exists.
Yeah. The other one that was not shown was Super Smash Brothers for the Switch.
Yeah, that one, it's not one that's really even been confirmed, but it's just people want to see it, and I don't blame them. Because the thought of having a Smash Bros. On the Switch is a great idea, but the creator did kind of say he's tired of making Smash Bros. Games. So if at most, we're probably going to get a Super Smash Bros. Deluxe, which would just basically be a port from the Wii U and 3DS over to the Switch, with all of the characters and all of the other stuff that we have gotten through DLCs. But I mean, it's not impossible, it's just not there. So, what else on the E3 have we missed, or do you want to jump to a new subject?
I think now since we can got a lot of that out of the way, and we talked about the good bits, the good misses, things that we wanted to see and what we didn't get to see. Now we can jump into the big news because I know this will keep Krem awake.
Yeah, he's dozing off over there, and I know if we get him talking, he'll wake up.
Exactly.
So,
I blame the thing that's probably coming up next.
yeah, definitely.
Which I'm going to kind of do like a little type of a drum roll for this right here.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Final Fantasy XIV Early Access to Stormblood.
There you
The
go.
new expansion.
It is fun.
Which, countdown, the 20th is when it officially launches and releases.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
Worldwide.
three more days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me, Krem, and Shroud are lucky enough to have early access to it, as well as a couple of our friends.
Because of pre-order.
Yeah, because of the pre-order. But if you didn't pre-order it, you get it on the 20th.
And one of the good things, and this is something they had said, they did keep to their promise and released jump potions on the 16th, right at early access.
My God, am I happy of that.
For $50, you are jumped all the way through Heaven's Ward and have a level 60 class of your choosing with full Tombstone gear.
Yes, and that was the biggest surprise of all, because they just said level 60 gear, they didn't say any type of gear.
They did not say item level. They didn't say which one. They could have given you the very basic level 60 gear and said, well, we did say level 60.
Yeah. I mean, we
But
didn't
no.
guarantee anything.
No.
Oh,
They
so
gave you the Shire gear, which was stuff you could buy with the Tombstones of Scripture.
I love my character walking around looking like a sir.
I know, me too.
It's so fun that the summoner's got that top hat, monocle, and dress outfit.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, I don't wear my helmet visible, so I don't have that look to me.
That
but
is the only outfit I wear the helmet. I have the helmet visible on because of the top hat.
I will probably do the same, and I am probably at some point going to augment it all, just so that I can dye it red.
I can see that.
And do you know why?
Probably not.
The summoner gear is also usable by the red mage.
Oh.
If you look at the gear, it says it. Now, speaking of summoner and jump potions and stuff like that, yes, I bought the jump potion. I bought the summoner jump potion because, let's face it, I looked at that job trailer and I was like, wait a minute, you mean I can summon Bahamut?
Bahamut looked pretty enticing.
I want that.
As did I.
Then I found out you don't get it until level 70, and I'm like, okay, you know what? It's worth it.
Oh yeah. It is. Bahamut and 2 Akmorns. You can do 2 Akmorns if you want. I mean, 1 is overkill, but
not one.
not 1.
2 Akmorns.
And speaking of 2, I just gotta get it out there because Shroud would want to say it, but he's not here. Not only can you do 2, maybe, fell cleaves, you can do 6!
Yeah. At the height of it, a warrior can hit up to 6 fell cleaves at the same time.
And that itself is ridiculous, but jumping back to Summoner.
This is the great thing about the jump potions, and I don't know if the people at Final Fantasy just didn't realize this, or if they just don't care.
At this point, I don't think they care.
Initially, you're only able to buy 1 jump potion per service account, as far as the job jump potions.
Yeah.
However, because of the way they've set the system up now with the cross-roll system, rather than having to have the cross-class system, if you buy either the Summoner or Scholar jump, you get basically the other one for free.
Basically. Because when you use that potion, it jumps Arcanist to 60.
Yes.
And-
And Arcanist is the basis for both Summoner and Scholar. So, in that respect, if you take the Summoner jump potion like I did, you get Summoner to level 60. You get level 60 gear for Summoner. And if you just remove your Summoner Soulstone, you can go and get the Scholar Soulstone and get started into those quests. Because then all you have to do after that is get gear for Arcanist and run through the quest from level 30 to 60. And then you've got all of your abilities as a Scholar. You've got the cross-class, or the cross-roll system, so you're able to pull all of your stuff that you're going to need for your role as a healer.
Definitely.
And you can basically play both Summoner and Scholar and not have to worry about redistributing attribute points, because they took away that.
Yep. Which I don't think it's a good idea. I do. I mean, it's not...
I think it's a wonderful idea because now all your attributes are set based on what you're playing.
Yeah.
Like, all of your attribute points that you'd normally get and dump into something are placed where they needed to be placed.
It eliminates that step, and if you make that error, you don't have to go waste guild to buy something to fix it.
Well, it's not guild that you'd have to buy to
Or
fix
whatever
it.
you've
It's,
gotta buy.
company seals.
Still, you don't have to go and waste them. Is the thing. But it's, I mean, the potions are real. Like they're great for people who I honestly think they were meant for people who wanted to transfer worlds but didn't want to build up a new character, because the things that they give you, like,
Well, actually, what I believe the potions were meant for were alts. People who have a character on another server or another data center or whatever, and they sometimes play there, but they also have a main elsewhere. They can buy the jump potion for whatever job they did. And then they could buy the story jump so that they're not stuck behind all that story with that character.
right. And it's a great thing. And that's why I'm glad I actually bought the story potion, because now I'm caught up with all of my friends. I can play on their level, and it not only jumps you through the story depending on which one you get, because there's the Heaven's Ward one for 25, and then there's the Aroma Born.
Born for like 18.
Yeah. But with the Heaven's Ward one, a great little thing that I didn't even realize it would do was it unlocks all the Aether Currents, and you can fly right off the bat.
Well, it unlocks all the Aether Currents, and it unlocks all the Aetherites
Yeah.
of the area.
Yeah,
so,
and not
so
only
you
just
can go to any town,
yeah,
anywhere.
and not only just that area, I also went and looked because there was a bunch of Aetherites from Limsa I didn't get. It gives you every Aetherite in the settlements. Like Foundation's Aetherites are all there. Limsa's are all there. It gives you every single Aetherite everywhere in that map. So you basically have gone everywhere, can go anywhere, can fly anywhere, whatever. It just doesn't give you anything for Stormblood, which I understand why.
Well, yeah.
Do that
because
yourself.
Stormblood's new. It's just like what they said with the job jump potions as far as Samurai and Red Mage. We're not going to put those out because they're new jobs. Everyone starts the same.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand.
Yeah, same
completely
here.
agree.
And you're not really going to need them that bad because you get them at level 50.
Yes.
So you don't have far to go.
20 levels to cap.
Yeah, and you get 4 classes over level 50 if you do what I did, and Krim did, and get the jump potions for Summoner, get the level 60 Scholar, and then go get the level 50 Red Mage and level 50 Samurai.
Yep. I've got those 4 plus Ninja. I've got Dragoon over 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got Dark Knight over 50.
I've got...
So I've got a bit of a variety, and I'm still working on getting a lot of stuff up there.
Yeah, same here.
I've got to get my crafters up. I finally got my botanist up. First day of early access. The first thing I went and did was did my Grand Company turn-in. Got it to 60.
Sweet,
because it
Stormblood's
was
out. I
like-
can't wait to play it. Awesome, Stormblood's out. I'm gonna do some Stormblood stuff. Botanist time.
Chopping them trees.
Yup. So, yeah, it's out early. It does have its issues because it is early access and it's getting overpopulated by everybody. I think the highest when you go to log in, if you're not lucky enough to just jump right in, you get put in a queue.
Yes.
As always, the highest I ever got was 877 people.
Wow.
Yeah, it sucked. I was trying to get in for 20 minutes before I got in. And then they had the issues with the instance battles where sometimes, or not,
Yes,
sometimes all of them.
I faced that
Yeah,
this morning.
all of the instance battles were getting overpopulated, and I think what I read was there was a glitch with it where they were sending all the people for instance battles into one area. Instead of there was overpopulation in the instance battles, so it was losing connection. But they've since fixed it, and I did an instant battle, and that's how I ended up being able to do the Scholar mission. because I could go through its instance battle and a couple of others. So not all of them are fixed, because Shroud had his kick out, so there's not really a guarantee that everything's fixed.
Well, Shroud got disconnected. His was different. We were there. We were at the end. We were at the final boss, and then he was like, "Hey guys, y'all ready?" Everybody said yes, and nope.
And he went down. So there are issues with it, but like I said, this is early access. They still got bugs to work out. It should be up and running. Hopefully, it's up and running fine on the 20th when things come out. When it comes out, fingers crossed. Knock on wood.
That's not really wood, but
It'll
It's
work.
plastic.
It'll work. Knock on plastic. There ain't no rule saying you can't do that.
I would knock on wood, but that
Yeah. This is a family show.
Since when?
Have you heard us talk sometimes? Crying out loud. But anyways,
When
We're
did you
family.
say
We're the
family
we're a
friendly?
family show when we're talking about knocking on wood.
Yes.
That's about it, though. But I mean, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of what we can cover for Stormblood. I don't think the show is running a little.
it's getting,
Yeah, we're running a little long, but I mean, we're having fun. But
I wanted to bring up one other thing that we have not got a chance to talk about, and this has to do with Atlas and their big
oh
news that they've
yeah,
done.
they did bring out a lot of. They did bring out some stuff at E3.
Yes. But the main thing that they're working on right now is the new fantasy RPG game that they're going to be working on. That's kind of like Persona and Shigeru no Tensei. Pretty much the name that they gave the project, which I love, is called Project Green Fantasy. And it's they said it's going to be completely different from any other like the RPG fantasy games, like Final Fantasy, like Dungeon Dragon. It's going to go out of the box for these.
Nice. See, that's what you got to do, and I'm looking forward to it because
Indeed.
it does look pretty good.
Yes, the character designs of what I've seen, oh my goodness gracious. It's beautiful. It's a works of art, no doubt about it. But that's all we got going on right now with gaming news. I got a couple things we're going to talk about with anime news that you're going to get a kick at. But one, tonight is the first premiere on Toonami of Lupin the Third. And yes, they have got back the original cast
Yes.
from when they did it through Pioneer, beginning, Pioneer. So that means you got Richard Epcar back as Jigen. You have Tony Oliver back as Lupin. Lex Lang is Goemon.
Nice.
So,
And that's coming on at 2:30 in the freaking morning.
yay! But anyways,
Thank God for DVR.
yes, get a chance to check it out. It looks amazing. I'm glad to see how
Yeah.
the designs look, and they still kept it back to that traditional style of Lupin.
You know, if you ask me, I think things are working out perfectly for Lupin the Third in this new run because it probably wasn't planned this way. But I think Persona 5 has a lot
Has
to
something
do with it. Has a lot to do with its popularity. Not the fact that they were saying, "Hey, Persona 5 is popular. Let's start dubbing
Yeah.
Lupin." It's just like it was the phenomenon with Sega and Bubsy last week that we mentioned Sonic
Yeah.
Forces, and then Bubsy came out, and it was like just perfect timing. You know, I think that Persona 5 might have a lot to do with its rise in popularity, or is going to give it perfect
Help
timing.
with the logic of Lupin, because Lupin the Third is actually supposed to be based off of Aslan Lupin,
Yeah.
who is the main character that you see, the persona of the main character, and he is known as a gentleman thief.
Yeah, from I think from the book, and just titled Arsène Lupin, Gentleman Thief.
Exactly. So, and you get Goemon,
Yeah.
who his ancestor is also the famous Goemon from. Again, he's in Persona 5.
Yeah, he's
Is
used to his
it the
Persona.
Edo period that
In the Edo,
Goemon
yeah.
was from? And he was boiled
Boiled alive.
Yes.
That's a horror. That's God. Oh, I've never boiled alive.
So, I love that they're playing with these themes. I love that's what they're going with.
But you know another good anime that involves Lupin? That I recently went back to watching. It's an older anime.
Uh-huh.
Aria the Scarlet Ammo.
And season 2 is out.
Yes, I saw that.
And
Nice.
Aria the Scarlet Animal again has to play with Sherlock Holmes characters and Lupin.
Ha.
Holmes
Nice.
the Fourth and Lupin the Fourth.
Yep. No joke.
I'll have to look into
You
this.
gotta check it. It is such a great anime. I love it. I
So,
cannot wait for the second.
since I've never really paid any attention to it before now, is Lupin the Fourth related to Lupin the Third? Is it like the anime Lupin the Third? No. Okay.
No. That's the thing about with Aria the Scarlet Animal. It's his own little story.
its own
that's
little
completely
universe.
different away from that.
That's
but
still
it
cool, though.
still plays with the part with Sherlock Holmes and Lupin, the greatest detective and the greatest thief, rivals.
Right. Still pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
I'll definitely want to look into it.
Indeed. But another thing I want to talk about that's really cool, and that's going on until tomorrow. And I wish I could have brought this out a little bit sooner. Sentai Filmworks is having a sale right now. 7% off on anime titles.
Oh wow.
Yep. School's Out is what they're calling it. And you can get some very great animes on it. You can get the Akame ga Kill premium box sets. That's the one that comes with all of the merchandise stuff.
Nice.
Both 1 and 2. $34.99.
Dang.
Indeed.
School's out. What a better way to spend your summer than watching anime.
The Amagami Brilliant Park box set. $57.99.
Good lord.
Yeah. They
Some
got some
good
good
deals
movies.
going on.
You get the Appleseed CGI movie that they did, the first one, is going right now on Blu-ray for $7.99.
Dang.
And yes, there's even Vampire Hunter D, the original.
Monster boobs.
Monster Boost is not part of this.
Wait. Hold on. Did I hear you right?
Yes,
Original Vampire Hunter D.
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
It's on sale too.
How much?
That I thought you would be going like, do tell.
Yeah.
How much?
Detail.
I had a whole bunch of these like listed up because there was like a lot of good sales. Some of them bought $22.99.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Children Chase Lost Voices, $8.99
Not bad.
for a Blu-ray. All these are
Yeah.
a lot of these are Blu-rays.
See, that's one thing about Sentai is do go check on them and view their website. Go check them out because they have some great deals most of the time.
Yes. And let's see here.
In fact, we
Not to mention they're home to Monster Boobs.
Monster boobs. And a couple of other good ones, but monster boobs.
Monster Boobs.
But
They
you
need to
know,
hurry
they
up
have
with the
Monster
freaking
Boost,
English
but
cast.
27, that's $29.99. Vampire Hunter D, the original Blu-ray edition, $11.99. If you buy it on DVD, it's $7.99.
Holy cow!
Well, I already have it on
I know,
DVD.
but I'm just letting
You know
people
about
out
it.
there know
Holy
about
cow! That's
it. If they don't have a Blu-ray player, they still have where you can get the DVD or the Bluray. Mm-hmm. And like I said, there's a lot.
I
of
think
good
I might
ones.
know of the new if I can get it in time. Something
They
to add to
Cry.
the collection.
Season 1, Blu-ray, $21.99.
Wait, which one?
When They Cry, Higurashi. When They Cry, Season 1, $21.99.
Why is this sale gonna end tomorrow? I'm broke till like after tomorrow.
I think I have that somewhere, don't I?
Yes,
You
you do.
got Higurashi somewhere. I know you do. Alright, so look. I've liked anime for a while, but I've never liked anime in depth for a while. Until I moved here to the Nashville area from Memphis and I met that guy.
Me.
Yeah, him.
Hi.
And he was like, don't worry, bro. I got you covered. And this was before we had met, or I had really met and got introduced to Ketch. The one who has, like, the library of anime.
Are you kidding me?
Library.
Are you kidding me? He has a blockbuster that's nothing but anime.
It is. It's like the Grand National Vault of anime. It's like, you want it, he got you, bro.
Yeah.
Basically, like, one of the first ones, because I remember this fucking thing. It was, he started me off with Evangelion. Then it was Negima. And that one took me by surprise, because he was like, don't worry, it's a good one. Promise. Because when you look at it, it's this little kid and a bunch of girls. So I'm like, oh god, it's a girly anime. He must think I'm gay. but I watched it. It was great, and it's still one of my favorite animes to this day. And then like another one was Excel Saga, and that one he gave me the warning that I ignored. Don't watch it most in one night. And the next one, he was like, "This is not like Excel Saga. Seriously, take your time, and don't worry, it's not gonna." He explained to me something that would not give me a brain fuck. And it's like the loop, because it keeps telling the original story, but still, it was like one of the first in-depth animes, or one of the first animes I've watched that not a lot of people hear about because they're not really on TV. And my god, I see why. And I know why.
Yeah, Higurashi is, yeah.
Yeah, it's... I don't think I can talk about what happens on Twitch,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna.
Well, if you're a big fan of, again, with Higurashi,
Definitely.
the other seasons are available too.
The mangas were epic.
But there's another series that came out that was kind of like Higurashi when I Cry. Elfen Lied.
Oh god,
Oh, now that one was,
Yeah.
that was something.
and is that on this though?
Yes, it is. $18.99 for the complete collection on Blu-ray.
Dang.
Like I said, sale ends tomorrow. There's a lot of great series.
Yeah. Go, and like I said, I'm broke
you
till
know-
after tomorrow, so.
They should end one sale and start a Father's Day sale, because I mean, come on,
Right?
Daddy's Day. What should you get Dad for Father's Day?
Anime.
Well, that's pretty much what I get my dad.
Well, of course.
Seriously, he watches more anime than he does regular TV. He doesn't really watch TV anymore. He's like, what you got in your anime? I'm like,
That's saying something.
yeah.
Well, I definitely told you something that Papa Ketch would like to see.
Yeah, but
And,
also...
and it's only 7 episodes in, the last time I checked. I think it's 7. There was like a 4.5, which did a catch up, but, you know.
yeah.
It shows as 7 episodes, but it's technically episode 6 that it ends on.
So is that a new thing now with the animes? Is like the 4.5s or the catch-up episodes?
I don't know,
Because
but
I see them more and more lately.
this one in particular is kind of an interesting series, and it is called 7 Mortal Sins.
I've heard good things about it.
It involves a lot of religious aspects.
Okay.
It talks about Lucifer's fall from heaven. By the way, all the angels, all the demons, everything is like female.
Oh, well.
And for some reason, I just don't know why. It seems like the smallest cup size is like a D. And that's by a high school girl, so you know.
D for dragon.
D for Demon Lord!
Exactly.
Also, see, I brought something up to Dad and all that he got kicked out of 2 animes I talked about a while back, but it has been announced in Japan. One is the new OVA to Tenchi Muyo.
Oh, nice.
That's now takes place
Awesome.
right after Ryo Oki, and you can go like online. I have shown pictures to Dad of what the characters looks like, and then guess who also it ties in with? Tenchimu GXP characters are going to be in as well.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
So there's a picture of, I kid you not, Sandy Yamada, and he's in the front. Behind him is Tenyo, Tenchi's sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Other anime that's been announced. Don't know if Funimation's got the rights to it. Hoping Full Metal Panic Season 4.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
We've been waiting for that for a while, haven't we?
We have.
About to say, because I haven't heard hardly any news from Full Metal Panic in a while.
Yes, Full Metal Panic Season 4 is actually going to be released. The creators of it is going to be releasing it at a convention sometime here soon. I think it's going to be somewhere in over Los Angeles. But
Sounds like it might be Anime Expo.
yeah, like in the expo, yes. And they're going to bring Full Metal Panic Season 4.
Nice. Yeah, because that's going to be another one.
Speaking of new seasons,
Oh, here we go. I was hoping we could skirt by this episode without ever mentioning it, but
they have announced season 3 of Attack on Titan.
I knew it. I knew that was what you were gonna say. Yeah, they did. I mean, season 2 is way more popular than season 1 was. So, I mean, yeah, we knew it was gonna get a season 3, but they kind of, I guess, surprised people with how quick they're making season 3. Because it took a little bit to get season 2 out. Now season 3 is coming out next year.
Yep.
So, we'll just see where it goes from here.
I'm still waiting to hear word on some of the others I've been watching. Clockwork Planet. If you haven't watched that, I highly recommend it.
Even Double D told me to check out.
Clockwork Planet is like, it is wonderful.
That's what I hear.
And the thing that got me interested, and this is a shout out to a service that I use, Loot Anime,
Yes.
where you can get all your anime goods you ever want. Reasonably priced.
Oh, by far.
But yeah, in one of them, I can't remember which one right offhand. I think it may have been Humanity? Maybe?
Sure.
Anyhow, in one of them, I got the first collection of manga of Clockwork Planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I read through it and I thought to myself, man, there needs to be an anime of this. This is wonderful. And lo and behold, a few months later, there was anime of it. And I was like, you know what? I need to watch this.
Indeed.
And lo and behold, I did. And it was wonderful.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it, so it's something on my to-watch list.
And then there are 2 more titles that I've been watching that I am absolutely loving. And I think Hawk can agree with me on these titles.
Even though I need to catch up on them, but yes.
The Akashic Records of Bastard Magical Instructor.
Hell yeah.
And Love Tyrant.
The two are so completely different from each other, but they're so good. Like, Love Tyrant does not take itself seriously, but the references it does and the humor, it's great. Go check it out.
I am absolutely loving Love Tyrant, and I don't know if the recent episode that aired was the finale for the season, or if that's going to be next week.
Oh, great. I got a lot of catching up to do.
But it is definitely good.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I've seen the English cast for it through Funimation, and if you're a fan of Sonny Strait, you need to watch this one.
Yeah.
Now, Krim, I'm going to have to tell you, the loot crate that you got was Future.
That's
That had
Future.
Clockwork Planet.
Yes.
Humanity was the one that had the Black Lagoon coaster set and Attack on Titan stuff.
Yes.
That's what it was Future.
It was Future.
But, yeah, Love Tyrant is great. Definitely go watch it and check it out. And then even Akashic Records of a Bastard
Magical Instructor.
It's a mouthful to say, but it's fun. It's a good anime too. It's not like as wacky as Love
And
Tyrant.
another
but
one that I've been watching, and I don't know if Hawk's been watching this one. World End.
I need to. I need to.
I am in love with that one.
I need to watch it. Yes, as soon as I can finish Akashic Records, or at least catch up with Akashic Records and finish Love Tyrant, then I'll be on World End. It's just a matter of doing it. And between Persona 5 and Final Fantasy 14, yeah, good luck.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Yes, because
There's not enough hours in the day.
Not enough.
Because the next Loot Crate anime that's coming out is called Rise Up, and oh my gosh, I just seen something.
There better have something about Eden in the East in there.
No, it is like Gurren Lagann, Neon Genesis Evangelion,
That's right. I've
Flame,
seen that now.
Voltron, and Knights of Sioni, or the ones that's going to be the ones that's missing.
Interesting.
Yes.
I wonder what Evangelion thing I'm going to get.
I don't know, but I kind of want to get this loot crate now.
You're not the only one.
I wonder if the loot crate's going to come in like a 50-story crate.
That would be fun, but I would also like to see in a more practical thing if the loot crate came in a dummy plug. It just ship a dummy plug to your door. Like here's your Evangelion article from the loot anime. Your loot anime box is actually inside of this dummy plug. And then the next question is where the fuck are you gonna put the dummy plug? But that is definitely interesting, and it looks like it's gonna be a good loot anime crate.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna have the unboxing of it on our Facebook page since we've done every other one that Krim's gotten.
Well, the thing is also, like, you can get, like, past loot crates and all. And you can go to their website, lootcrate.com, to look at the ones that was the previous ones, and you can actually, like, choose those.
That I did not know.
Yeah,
Yes,
pick
you
a
can
crate.
actually buy past loot crates.
Sweet.
Yeah. So now
Well,
you
it's
know.
like I am not out of luck. I can go and buy Rise Up whenever my money in my bank account rises up.
There you go.
I think it'd be wonderful if they gave you like an adult onesie that was actually a plug suit.
Dude, that would be great. That would be great. I know my cosplay.
Well,
It's
like a
totally- my-
random plug suit. It could be Shinji's, it might be Asuka's, it could be Rei's, Toji's, or Kaoru's.
Or, well, did you mention Mari?
No, it did not mention Mari.
Mari.
Mari. Because, you know, we totally need a pink plug suit.
And there needs to be, like, silicone boob things for Mari's plug suit. Just so it can make, you know, artificial Mount Mari's.
Yeah.
To put it lightly. We're not perverts. We...
I'm totally watching it for the plot.
Oh, same here. It's a great plotful anime.
It absolutely has nothing to do with the fan service.
Or nothing to do with those skin-tight mech suits that they wear.
Yeah.
Or plug suits, whatever the hell they're called. I pay attention.
I think most fans do.
Oh, yes. Definitely for Asuka's
Though
personality.
I'm still wondering, in 3.33, who got Gundam in my Evangelion?
No kidding. Like, what happened? Like, that what makes you want to go back and check the fact that you're actually watching an Evangelion movie, because you're like, okay, hold on, no, eject disc. Nope, that says 3.33. I think they got it wrong. Because this doesn't look like Evangelion at all.
Who got Gundam in my Evangelion?
No freaking kidding. There's like big, complete swerve on Evangelion 3.33, because 1.1 and 2.2 were going so good. Not that 3.33 isn't good, it's great and I love it. But 1.1 and 2.2 were like following the story, and it was on the train, or on the truck. No, yeah, it was on the train. This is a better analogy. Train was going perfectly nice down the track, and 3.33 happened, and everything just derailed, and it took its own new path, and everything is just different. Which I like, because it's like a multiverse, if you will. What happens with Shinji and Rei. Instead of saving Rei and everything happening hunky-dory, 3.33 happens. And he is actually hated amongst everyone in the world now. If they're even still alive.
Yeah, everyone hates him. They're like, you could go eat worms for all we care. Oh, by the way, if you pilot an Eva ever again, we'll just blow your head off.
Yeah.
With that collar we put around your neck while you were asleep.
And what does he do? He does the one thing he never wanted to do to begin with. He got in the Eva.
Shinji got in the robot.
Get in the robot, Shinji. He never wanted to get in the robot, but the moment they tell him no, he's like, you know what? No, I'm rebelling against your no. I'm getting in the robot.
Taste my rebellious spirit.
Persona! What would Shinji's persona be?
No, we're not going there.
We're not going there?
We're not going there.
That's another show for another time.
No, I know Shinji's persona. Mishima.
Yes. Just Mishima.
Persona! Mishima shows up. Wait a minute! What?
That or Mishima's persona would be Evangelion Unit 1.
No, Mishima's would be Shinji and
They're just each
Shinji's-
other's persona. Shinji says Mishima and Mishima Shinji. Yeah, 'cause
Why? Because they're interchangeable.
they really are. Mishima is so Shinji.
Mishima, get in the robot. Wait a minute, when did we get robots?
He'd be more focused on the fan site than he would be anything. Get the robot. No, I'm checking the fan site.
Hold on, let me change this poll.
Yeah, they just go, should I get in the robot? Oh goodness, it's been a fun show. I love E3 season. I think the next big event we got going on is probably Anime Expo. Depending on when it comes out, I can't remember. It's either Anime Expo or the Game Awards.
Game Awards are like towards the end of the year.
Yeah, they're like early, the first weekend in November or December, I think.
Something like that.
So
Because
it's probably-
that will be our 2-year anniversary.
It will. My God, I can't believe we're coming up on 2 years. Around that time, anyway.
Yes.
It's like a year and a half now. That's insane all of its own.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure the next big thing is going to be actually the Anime Expo out in LA. So that'll be our big anime show for the year, since this is our second biggest gaming show of the year, I guess would you say? Because we went with the Game Awards. Come on, that's our anniversary, so that's a big deal for us
Yeah.
anyway. So cool. It's gonna be fun to look forward to Anime Expo, because like you were saying, they're bringing the new season to Anime Expo.
Season 4
of Full Metal Panic.
Full Metal Panic.
It's coming to Anime Expo, I think, this year, from what I'm gathering. And then a lot of things get announced there, like that's how we got word of the English dub of Monster Musume and the other animes that Sentai said they were dubbing. We got that announcement through Anime Expo.
Yes.
So, it's big for not...
Still no news on exactly the cast yet, but we got until next month.
Yeah.
to come out.
I'm sure we'll know the
We've
day it
got
comes out.
a month and 3 days before it comes out.
Sounds about right.
Because it's what, July 20th? When Monster Musume releases.
Hint,
So,
hint, wink, wink, birthday ideas. Take notes. Kidding. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll know, like, day of who's going to be cast as who. But,
25th.
oh, 25th.
25th.
Well, still. I'm going to probably end up pre-ordering it or pre-buying it or whatever after. Anyway, not the point. I'm just curious and excited to see who they cast as who, because there's really only one major male role they can cast, and the rest are going to be all female roles, so it's like...
And then you'll have the bit parts here and there as far as the males, because you do have that one douchebag couple.
Yeah, you've got the douchebag, then you've got the ogres. I think they're ogres, weren't they?
Orcs.
Orcs, that's what they were. They were orcs. Weird motherfuckers. But yeah, you got the orcs, and you got the douchebag, and then you've got Kimihito. Which, that's not a lot of male roles, considering how many other female roles there are.
You've got
You've got
Mia, Centauria, Poppy, Sue,
Rhaenyra,
Marrow,
Marrow,
Lala, probably
Tio,
like a little bit, Tio, Sambina,
Dude.
Monaco,
Monaco, and then
Doppel, Agent
Doppel.
Smith,
Yep. So we're getting into double digits now. And that's like that's basically mostly reoccurring.
And
roles.
that's just like main cast. That's not including the bit part of female douchebag A.
Yeah. The random key. I don't know if Polt. I don't know if Polt has any speaking dialogue in the series. I know in the OVA she does
Yeah.
because they deal with
And
her
then
Jim.
you've got that Draco.
Draco. Yes, the trap.
Draco, and then I think that's it.
I think that is too. Is I can't remember if there's any other roles in between there, or any other characters in between. I know, like in the manga, the next one they pick up on is like, what, a Minotaur?
Well, the next one, like right after that, at the end of season 1, they actually speak about it. And that's that the three main, Poppy, Centaurea, and Mia's mamas, are all coming to visit.
Yeah, I did.
And I kind of want to see that.
I do too. I want to see that in season 2 because we're getting season 2. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if it hasn't been talked about. I'm calling it now. Anime Expo 2017 season 2 confirmed. Please,
Ooh.
please. What?
Do you know exactly when Anime Expo is?
No.
It is actually coming up in a couple. Yes, starts Friday, June the 30th, 2017. Food Wars English dub premiere. This is off from Sentai Filmworks website.
Oh great, no season 2.
Then you
Not
have
just yet.
Saturday, Sentai Filmworks Industrial panel. Then Sunday's the No Game No Life Creators panel, and they're talking about No Game No Life 0.
Yeah, the movie coming out, correct?
But
Please,
that's
please say there's a special announcements panel.
well, the special industrial panel that'll be Saturday and all that they have, but it's from
Hopefully that's where they're going to announce new things.
June the 30th to July the 2nd. So hopefully we get not only this going on, but we also see exactly what Funimation's going to be doing, Crunchyroll's going to be doing.
Yeah, so it's not going to be just Sentai. It's like there's a lot of people doing it.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, from what it sounds like, it's over a weekend.
It's going to be over a weekend.
So we won't unfortunately have the Sundays news. We can at least gather Friday and Saturdays for the show.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we'll have that for you. So that's coming up. That's a big anime day.
Mm-hmm.
So look forward to that.
Yeah,
Right.
Anime Expo. This is going to be an interesting one.
I thought it was farther off than that.
I thought so too, but no.
That's okay. We'll be just as prepared for that as we were for E3. That was probably slow to nothing. But regardless, we'll...
Well, you gotta keep in mind, wasn't it last year that Hokkaido showed up to Anime Expo?
Yeah, and it blew his mind. He didn't realize that the U.S.
How big of a fan base he has here.
Yeah. So Hokkaido, I mean, I honestly think that his visit last year is a big reason why we got the OVAs and whatnot, because he saw how big it is, and he's like, okay, this can work.
Okay, I got you, fam.
Don't worry, I'll get you too, and hopefully it won't be as bad as the one video on YouTube portrays the guy who made Attack on Titan with his season 2. That what was his name? Gaiguk, I think is his name. Anyway, yeah, it's another story for another time. Anyway, yeah, we got that coming up. That'll be interesting in here in a couple of weeks. We'll do something next week minus Catch. It'll be fun. We have ideas.
We've got Stormblood. We can talk more about it, maybe.
Yeah. Because I think we're going back into a, what do we call it?
A Corner Reborn?
No, not in a Corner Reborn. The times between big events. We're in an off season, I guess you would call it. We're in a
lull.
Yeah, we're in a little bit of a lull until the next big event. Because you get news every now and then, but these things, you don't just get big news out of nowhere. So it's not really too much you can talk about, but we'll definitely have stuff. Probably more we might have missed from E3, more post E3 announcements, something. Hell, we might even stream like a big stream, not just Overwatch, which I'm sure Phoenix is getting his ass kicked in again.
And,
More Stormblood because
More Stormblood. We might just stream Stormblood.
it releases
Yes, it releases completely.
Tuesday,
Fully. Is it Tuesday?
the
Oh.
20th.
Oh, that's right. It is Tuesday's the 20th. I thought it was Monday. Either way, it's gonna release and it's gonna be fun, and we might just end up streaming Stormblood.
For those of you who are playing, remember, you have to have your code. Well, if you ordered a physical copy, let me put that out there now.
Yeah.
If you ordered a physical copy, you have to put your code in no later than the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you plenty of time to either get your butt out of the house and go pick it up, or for it to be delivered by mail.
Right.
That's why they give you till the 23rd, in case of postal delivery mishaps.
Right.
And if by the 23rd you have not put your code in, then come the 23rd, early access will end, and if you do not have Stormblood registered to your account, you don't get to do anything.
Basically. But like I said, you got till the 23rd, so you should have plenty of time.
I also expect on the 20th that they will probably have some maintenance,
Probably.
because that's typical how it works.
More than likely.
I mean, even though we're in early access now and we're actually able to do stuff, come the 20th, they're going to try and repair anything that wasn't working, as well as, do the official launch.
Mm-hmm.
On the plus side, I'm glad that they did what they did. They have the 30-minute AFK boot
Yeah.
back, which means if you go AFK for too long,
Yeah, here's the exit. Someone new is coming to take your spot.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea because, I mean,
there are so many people returning
Yeah.
and new players who want to play.
there were...
If you're not going to play, get out.
Yeah, definitely. Don't just sit there and take up a spot. Somebody needs that spot. Somebody wants it. You're gonna...
lose it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna lose it. Or they'll make you lose it, and sometimes they'll make you lose it without you ever really wanting to leave, even if you're not AFK, but...
In the case of Shroud.
Yeah, like, no more game for you.
Hey, look here, you're the tank, you made it all the way to the final boss, you were doing wonderful, but... No.
Hey, at least you know you can do it, so, later.
I
Well,
might go back and run that with him later tonight, because...
I might help him, too, just because, why not, and I've got it.
Well, you'd have to run as a summoner, right? Or scholar.
Summoner or Scholar, either one.
I'd say run as summoner since you'd already have the gear,
Yeah.
and you'd be a DPS, and I would run as, of course, ninja.
DPS.
So we'd have our two DPSs, we'd just need a healer to jump on and be
And
like,
we know a couple of healers, so I'm sure they'll be willing to help.
perhaps. Because we're just trying to get him through that last dungeon so he can get into Stormborn.
Yeah,
Which is, absolutely why we were trying to do this in the first place, because
exactly.
for Shroud it wouldn't make sense for him to have bought the jump potion. He had already come so far prior to the early access that paying $25 just to finish
Yeah.
a few quests wouldn't have been worth it.
I mean, at some point,
Which
I mean,
we
you get-
also didn't mention one thing that the job jump potions came with. And we completely forgot this. The 30
oh yeah.
Allegan Platinum pieces.
Actually, both of them come with it, because the story jump potion as well as the job jump potion both come with 30 Allegan Platinum.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I got 600,000.
You got 600K.
Yes. and I used 300 of that to get high gear scholar stuff. So it's not perfect and pretty with the tome gear, but it's still higher up.
Well, you see, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm in the Stormblood area, and I'm able to get that level 60 gear that they're giving out during the quests.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times that the one thing that it's given me the option for is like either the caster or the healer robes. Well, I don't need the caster stuff because it's lower item level and it's not as strong as what I have.
Right.
So if I'm, and it's level 60 gear. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take the healing gear that's high quality and I'll use it.
Right. And the other thing, last thing we probably should mention, because the show is running long, we might want to wrap that up. But the story jump potion comes with, of course, the book for the jump. It comes with a 30 Elegant Platinum, and it also comes with 10 silver chocobo feathers. And you can use those at Calamity Salvagers.
Bastard.
I know, but it comes.
You can get a Twin Tanya mount.
You should have kept that quiet.
I should have.
You bastard.
And that way we just end the show.
Yep, we'll end it on a good note. So.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Unless you can gift me one of those Twin Tanya mount things.
I'll look into it, but yeah.
Wink, wink, hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I got you.
Eh?
Another thing that I just realized is I can now get married in Final Fantasy. Because I'm up level 50, which was the only real requirement you needed. So I'm on the market. I'm single, ready to mingle. Alright, so that's enough of the show. We've had our fun and we've gone well over our hoped time.
Yes.
So, anyway, guys, we'll have another good one for you next week. Till then, I'm Hawk.
I'm Krim.
I'm Phoenix.
I am Catch.
And until next week, live by the motto we all love to live by. Don't
Logic. Good night, everyone.
Good night.